The fate of the region hangs by a thread as our adventurers, Dayola, Renorin, and Nilme, step beyond the safety of the ritual circle, entrusted by the seer Krantra with a single vital task: hold the line, no matter the cost. The night is already unnatural. A creeping darkness spreads across the land, fed by the growing Necros Storm. The wind howls with whispers that don't belong to this world. They take their positions. Renorin moves first, calm, calculating, descending to the cave's entrance. If anything comes, it will meet him first. He plants his feet, eyes locked on the shifting mist, ready to absorb the storm's fury head-on. Above him, Nilme scales the ancient totem, her movements swift and practiced. From this vantage point, she commands the battlefield. She draws her bow, steadying her breath, already tracking shadows within the fog that no one else can yet see. And Dayola, she disappears. Slipping behind jagged piles of bone near the cave mouth, she blends into the environment completely, silent, patient, waiting for a single opening that could turn the tide. Time stretches. The storm intensifies. The fog thickens, then shifts. Something is coming. At first, it's just a shape. Massive, unnatural wrong. Then it steps forward. The ground trembles. From the mist emerges a grotesque fusion of flesh and arcane corruption. A towering abomination with the long, serpentine neck of a sauropod, but twisted, warped. Its face, part humanoid, part beast, locked in a permanent snarl of agony. Its massive body stands upright on two legs, muscles bulging with unnatural strength. In each hand, it carries a battle axe. It sees them, and it charges. A thunderous roar tears through the battlefield, shaking bone and soul alike as it barrels forward with terrifying speed. Renorin reacts instantly. Arcane energy surges around him as he casts mage armor, reinforcing his body with a shimmering protective field, just as the creature closes the distance. Above, Nilme whispers an incantation. Her magic marks the creature, binding its presence, exposing its weakness. And then, she fires. One arrow, then another, then another. A relentless rain of precision shots cuts through the fog, striking the monster again and again. Each hit lands, but it's not enough. Not yet. The creature doesn't slow. Renorin studies it carefully. Even as it approaches, there's something unnatural about its movement, something wrong at its core. And then he understands. This is no mere beast. It is a fusion, a humanoid and a dinosaur, violently merged by an arcane explosion of unstable magic. Before he can react further, the creature unleashes a scream. But this is no ordinary roar. A wave of necrotic energy erupts outward, slamming into the heroes like an invisible force. And then, it strikes. The axes come crashing down toward Renorin with devastating force. At the last possible moment, a magical barrier flashes into existence, his shield spell intercepting the blow. The impact echoes like thunder, but he holds. Barely. Nilme continues firing, refusing to let up, but the creature presses forward, relentless. Renorin raises his hands. Fire answers. A surge of arcane flame bursts from his palms, engulfing the creature's torso. The monster recoils, its flesh blackened, its advance finally halted, if only for a moment. The creature staggers. It falters, but it does not fall. With a guttural roar, it pushes forward once more, raising its axes for another killing strike. Renorin doesn't wait. In a flash of arcane light, he vanishes, teleporting away just as the axes crash into the ground where he once stood. And then, everything changes. Nilme shifts her aim. Arrow after arrow flies, not to wound, but to build. A path, a ladder of perfectly placed shots, suspended in impossible angles. Dayola understands instantly. Leaping from her position, she lands on the first arrow, then the next. In seconds, she reaches it. With a final leap, she lands on the monster's neck, wrapping her legs tightly around its massive form. And then, she strikes. Her daggers flash in the firelight as she drives them down again and again into the creature's skull. The beast thrashes violently, trying to throw her off, but she holds. The creature weakens, its movements slow, its strength fades, and finally, it collapses. The massive body crashes to the ground and begins to break apart, not into flesh, not into bone, but into dust. Fine, drifting grains like desert sand, scattered by the dying wind. Behind them, the ritual completes. Rings of glowing force expand outward from the totem, pushing against the storm itself. The Necros Storm resists, then bends, then breaks. Slowly, steadily, it is driven back, forced away from the land it sought to consume. As the darkness recedes, something is revealed within its core. A man, clad in black robes, collapsed on the ground. Raester, the ancient necromancer. The storm was him, or perhaps he was the storm, weak, exhausted, but alive. A new enemy awaits. A greater danger rises, and the road to Darmur grows darker. Thank you for watching. Road to Darmur continues next week.